All right, it's 0700 hours. We'll go ahead and get started. My name's Steve DeBenedette, Deputy Plant Section Chief, Incident Management Team 3. Today's Monday, August 23rd, 2021, and this is your operational briefing for the Dixie incident. As a reminder, please put your phone on a mute setting, and please refrain from any side conversations during our briefing. In review of our objectives, both our management objectives and our control objectives have not changed since last operational period. And now with your situational update, Night Operations, John Heggie.
Good morning, everybody. First, I'd like to start off. We're going to have a slight organizational change in the sense that the fire's so large at nighttime, we're going to have two night operations, one in the Lassen sector and one in the Westwood sector. So just be advised of that. Last night, everything was going very well last night and very productive. So let's go ahead and start off in the Lassen sector in Branch 9. Crews went direct on the line off of Highway 36 into the Feather River Meadow. Very productive. We're in there engaged, putting out hot spots, and really kind of trying to build that black line as best we can. Division K reinforced lines above the duck dip. Same thing, going in there, going direct, getting in there, putting out what we can see, seeking opportunities. In Branch 16, firing operations took place from the Battle Lake to Section 8 in Division Q. So the firing operation went off last night, was very successful. It was wind tested. We had a wind shift around 2 o'clock in the morning, came across the line. We were able to fly the drone and had no issues with that last night. So that was looking really good. Moving into the Westwood sector, the Clear Branch active mop-up along Highway 36 down into the Duffy Group. All of that was looking really good, really productive in there, but we still need to get in there and continue to work. Janesville Branch, same thing. A lot of hot spots, a lot of opportunities, so still need to get in there and work quite a bit. Have a safe shift.
Weather, Derek Williams.
Hey, good morning. Starting off considerably drier this morning. Relative humidity's 20 to 30% drier in the 50 to 60% range for recoveries overnight. So a little bit drier this morning. Temperature still got down to the 30s and 40s with a light drainage wind. As we get into the afternoon hours, you can expect that southwest wind to pick up along exposed western ridge tops, and mostly in the valleys, terrain-driven type winds. But if that smoke clears, which will be the caveat forecast issue for today, if that smoke clears, you can expect some of those gustier winds to surface, maybe 15 miles an hour, even in the valleys. But otherwise, that southwest wind, probably close to 20 mile an hour wind gust on the ridge tops. And temperatures, if that smoke clears, we are expecting about mid to upper 70s, close to 80 degrees in the valleys. But if that smoke clears, expect 5 to 6 degree rise within an hour. So it can change pretty quickly. So keep your head up on that situation. As we go into tonight, again, winds will diminish considerably and become mainly drainage type winds, less than 5 miles an hour. But there could be that another wind shift during that 2 to 3 a.m. time frame from the southwest again. So keep that in mind. And as we go into the next couple of days, pretty much the same. Southwest winds as an upper level trough approaches the west coast. Could be a little bit gustier tomorrow and Wednesday, but shouldn't be too bad. And as we get into later this week, temperatures rise, but winds diminish. So overall, pretty quiet weather coming up for the next several days. Thanks.
Fire behavior, Brian Newman.
All right, good morning. I just want to remind everyone we are under that fuels and fire behavior advisory, and really what that means is that this is a fuel-driven fire. So the fire is going to burn pretty steadily with those heavy fuels, and then you add a factor of wind and or slope, and then it makes that activity really pick up. So as you just heard, we're going to have some a little bit gusty on the ridgetop winds, especially in this upper elevation up here. It allows that fire activity to pick up, allows the column to stand up, and allows the potential for spotting to increase. We did have some spotting yesterday over up in the park area, and I expect that to continue again today as that smoke thins out, activity picks up, and that really receptive fuel bed allows for those spots to take. Last night in the firing operation, their probability of ignition got down to about 20%. Temperatures down into the upper 30s and lower 40s, still had some spotting. So this is a very spot-driven fire, very fuel-driven fire. So just be heads up on that as you go through the shift. Overall, especially on the eastern part over here, lighter fuels and not as many spotting issues during the evening hours. But remember, this escarpment has the really erratic winds as it comes off, even the slope and the just terrain-driven winds. So just really be a heads up if you're working over in the escarpment area over in the Janesville branch. Most of the activity for the most part on our IR this morning is well interior with the exception of the northern part up here, so expect most of the activity in the columns to stand up, especially in these branch 13 area, branch 16 area. That's where most of our activity is, and it's also our highest exposed slopes, highest elevation, and we'll see the smoke thinning first. So that's where most of our activity is going to be. As we get into the evening hours, that should diminish, but again, we're going to be drier, a little bit drier than we were last night, so our activity should continue through most of the night, so our burn window is open for most of the night. We are a little bit clearer here in camp for smoke, but it is smoky on the west side of the fire, so your air operations will not be able to start as early. And again, don't base your plan on that because smoke can settle into certain areas and affect your air operations. So take all that into consideration and have a safe shift.
Safety, Greg Greenlee.
Good morning. Please turn to the safety products located on page 7 through 9 to review the safety message, the 215A information, and COVID checklist. Please use this information to assist in briefing your crews. A couple points to review, snags and hazard trees. A lot of the snags that were identified yesterday were falling real shortly after they were being flagged, so please continue to work with the fallers to identify and clear those hazards, and be sure that we ID as many of them as we can during the day before we start our nighttime operations. Be sure to use good lookouts and communications throughout the night. Mop-up, maintain engagement with your crews and with the operations. Complacency can easily set in during the mop-up phase. As supervisors, please ensure your PP is being used and our LCS are implemented. And last is hydration. Please make sure we're hydrating early and often. Take frequent breaks as needed and you're able to on the line. Be sure to leave camp with enough supplies and food for the shift and monitor your crews. There's still plenty of work to be done. Staffing on the line today will be 8 safety officers to assist you in your operations. The safety shop is located at the end of Trailer Road by the lookout tower. Please don't hesitate to come and see us with any questions. Thank you. Have a safe shift.
Operations, Mark Brunton.
Good morning. Welcome back for everybody who's been here and anybody new. Welcome to the Dixie. On the west zone, we've got our 3 sectors still. Each sector has a number of branches and under that, number of divisions and groups. We'll be going down our roll call. The Butte sector is dialing remotely, and then the rest of the line leadership is here. So starting off with the Butte sector, the branch will be Carlos, and division will be Cassone. Moving on to the Lassen sector, Deputy Operations Section Chief Bohall. Here. Branch 9, Barnes. Here. Division Kilo, Cecina. Here. Division Lima, Cox. Here. Lassen Heavy Equipment Group, Peterson. Branch 13 is Orr. Division November and Oscar are on the line. Division Papa, English. And Lassen IE is on the line. Next, the Shasta Contingency Branch, Fields. Shasta Contingency Group, Petro. Branch 16, Scorbecki. Division Quebec, Thomas. Trainee, Fetterman. Here. Division Romeo, Tango, and Uniform will be Milovich. Here. Trainee, LaRusso. Here. Next is the Westwood Sector, Deputy Operations Section Chief Norman. Here. Division Juliet, Befrawley. Here. Lassen Fire Suppression Repair, Hauser. Here. Clear Branch will be Dyer. Meadow Group, Carp. Here. Duffy Group, Boyce. Here. Westwood Group, Schindler. Here. Janesville Branch, Andreas. Here. Deputy Branch, Ehrlich. Here. River Group will be the Task Force Dixie 1 leader, Cunliffe. Milford Group, Pooley. Here. Hicks Group, O'Neill. Antelope Group, Edson. Here. Fire suppression repair in the Butte sector will be Derby. Staging, Montiel. Here. Objectives. So on the Lassen, number 1 objective is the construction of direct line in Division Lima and Kilo and mop-up phase of those divisions. Division Quebec will be our burn operation. that we've been conducting, multi-day. We're going to want to hold it within the park, the fire on the park highway, and then a division pop-up burn starting sometime later today. In our Westwood sector, our priorities, Janesville and Milford. We've assumed from the east zone, not only just Janesville, but all the way down to Milford, past the zone break. We'll be taking that on for them. The next for priority is going to be the clear branch, the direct line within that branch and mop-up, and then providing any calls for service in the repopulated areas within that sector. We're at the time of the fire where we're starting to turn a corner. We're starting to see more black line on the map. We're starting to see a lot of progress on this very large fire. We want to make sure that we're seeing the success, we're making that effort, a lot of hard work. We're seeing that change from the suppression to now going into a mop-up phase. So that's showing that we are having success. And speaking of success, the coach Vince Lombardi said about it, the price of success is hard work, dedication to the job at hand, and the determination that whether we win or lose, we have applied the best of ourselves to the task at hand. So we challenge you to be determined like champions today.
Air Operations, Matt Stanford.
Good morning. Air assets are on page 50 and 51 today. Yesterday we had another good day with good communications between air and ground resources. We dropped over 250,000 gallons of water, 7,000 gallons of retardant. East and West Zone, air to ground has been working very well. Please continue the good work. Today we'll have the VLAT, ASM, two air tankers, and a night air attack flying. Helicopters, we have 27 helicopters out of 4 helibases. Please stay clear of all drop zones when the aircraft are dropping, and then get back in there with the ground troops once they've left the area. Medical emergencies, please follow the medical plan. A safe plan is a good plan. Have a good day.
Communications, Corey Costa.
Good morning. For August 23rd, there's no new clone today. The last clone was yesterday, so if you did not get cloned Saturday or Sunday, please come by communications and let's get you cloned. For those of you that have strike teams or crews parked over by the fuel yard where we have feeding and over there, I have a radio tech there to make sure that you get cloned. It's imperative that you get cloned because we have added a channel and removed one. So for your 205s West Zone, you'll be on page 52 and 53. East Zone 205 will be on page 54. The addition was page 53. Command 99 was added to the West Zone 205. We also removed the NIFC TAC 2. So if you have NIFC TAC 2, it's not being utilized anymore. For Antelope Group, specifically, you will be on the East Zone 205 today, which is page 54, utilizing the Command 68 and the V-Fire 23. Continue to use the West Zone air to ground. As always, any questions or concerns, please come see us at Communications. We're at the end of Main Street, right by Supply. Have a safe shift.
Medical, Fred D'Acquisto.
Good morning. If you turn to page 57 in your IAP, you'll find the medical plan for today. Please review this information with your personnel all the way to the lowest level. Pay particular attention to box 8. The left side of box 8 is the procedures for a line emergency. The right side of box 8 is the information we need to help you get the resources to mitigate your issue. If you have any in-camp medical issues, you can see the CalMet team between feeding and the comm unit. If you have any injuries to report, come see us in Trailer Row. And again, if you have any questions or concerns, you need to contact us. Come see us in Trailer Row or contact the number at the bottom of the medical plan. Thank you. Have a safe shift.
Training, Shane Galvez.
Good morning. Currently we have 230 trainees checked in. As of this morning, you will no longer be able to check in remotely with training. I'm located directly behind you in Trailer Row. Please refer to page 58 in your training message. My contact information is at the bottom of the page if you have any questions. Thank you.
Information, Blanca Mercado.
Good morning. If you could please turn to page 60 in your IAPs. The statistics are acreage is at 725,821. That's 725,821. Containment is at 40%, 40. Total personnel is 6,001, 6001. If you have any media on your line, please utilize the media line at the top of the page. We'll send a PIO out to you. Calfire social media policy is also available through the QR code on the right of the page. We're still asking for photos. Utilize that Gmail account. Lost and found and mail service is still available. Utilize the box below with the address. Have a safe shift.
For finance, please refer to the finance message beginning on page 62 of the IAP. A few reminders: immediately after briefing, please report to your breakout locations. The Westwood sector is behind me outside the fence, and the Lassen sector is behind you outside the briefing area. Unassigned resources, please report to me off to my right side outside the fence, and a resource unit leader will meet with you and get you an assignment. For our meeting schedule, we have a cooperators meeting at 0900 hours, a planning meeting at 1700 hours, and your next operational briefing will be tomorrow at 0700 hours. And with that, our Unified Incident Commanders, Jay Lusher and Billy C.
Good morning. I want to thank you all for your hard work, your continued dedication to this fire. There's 9 principles of war that were developed by Karl von Clausewitz, who was a Prussian warrior against Napoleon in the 19th century. There's 2 of them that kind of apply to what we do here. The first one is mass, which is to overwhelm your force with everything you have. We don't have enough mass to overwhelm 700,000 acres. The second is the economy of force. How do we take what we have, precision place it to have maximum impact against the work that we're doing? To continue to get through this fire, we have to maximize that economy of force. We have to consolidate our resources, put them at the most critical places, and accomplish the task at hand. Thank you.
Good morning. Day 41. A lot of work's been accomplished already. 726,000 acres. 40% contained, equates out to about 250 miles of control line established already. We still got more than 300 miles to go. We got a lot of work ahead of us. Today, when you're briefing your folks, make sure you're briefing them on the snag hazards out there, the fire weakened trees. Keep them alert, make sure they're wearing their PPE, but also take the time to check on their health and welfare. Take that extra 5 minutes to make sure everyone's doing well. We still got a long road ahead of us. Everyone's doing a great job. Stay focused on the mission at hand. Be flexible with the changing conditions when it occurs, and let's have a safe day. Thank you.
That concludes your operational briefing. Please remember to turn your phones back on and have a safe shift.